So guys, one of the reasons why Tinubu is having a very difficult time with the Northerners is because of, tribal bigotry. Since Tinubu came into office, being a Southern leader, that people were thinking, with the level of exposure that the Southerners, have, Tinubu is supposed to be able to bring people to the table. But under the Tinubu's government, Nigerians have divided further. Yorubas against the Igbos. If you go to the social media and see how the Yorubas drag the Igbos, you know that this is joke taken too far. This is coming since Tinubu lost 2027. They are just preparing more grounds for Tinubu to lose the forthcoming election again in Lagos. Because see, as it stands today, no Igbo man will want to, it's just a handful of Igbo man that want to vote for Tinubu in 2027 election because of the level of hatred and the way the Igbos have been treated since Tinubu lost in Lagos. Under Babajide Sanwo-Olu's government, the Igbos have really suffered a lot. But during the last election, he invited the Igbos. He wore the Igbo clothes and all that, pretended to be one of the Igbos. But when he won his second term, guess what? The Igbo properties were being destroyed, businesses were being destroyed, so many things happening because Tinubu lost in Lagos. Anyway, the next election is coming. I'm just wondering with which leg they will use to approach the Igbos, if not for money mongers, that want to collect money and pose. Even you, Edochie, that used to speak for Tinubu, has now changed his stance, saying that it is the turn of the Southeast because he couldn't get what he wanted. So guys, I'm just going to allow you listen to some of these buzz. But before then, take a look at when Peter Obi visited Charleyboy, and try to calm him down on what is happening in Lagos as regards to the renaming of a street that has had his name for a very long time. Peter Obi is a man of peace. Peter Obi was also seen lamenting on how his brother's property was destroyed, and till today nobody has come forward to say we are the ones that destroyed it. This is happening in Lagos, even though the court has commanded them to stop working on that plot. But still, at night and odd times, people still go to that land to go and continue building, and they don't want to come forward to say, I'm the one. Anyway, we'll see how all this drama, maybe you build in it secretly, you want to use it secretly. Let's see how it's going to play out. But all these things are happening and Lagos government is just watching. Take your time, watch these videos. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now take a look.
Even such mundane things. People have told me, oh, they are changing names of streets, they are doing this. Even people expected me, even mentioned the Charleyboy was they told me, oh, you have not made comment on it and everything. And I've not made comment on it. As you can see, I'm not tweeted about it, I've not done anything about it. And quite frankly, it's because you mentioned it that I'm mentioning it. Since I came here, we've been discussing other things that I've not mentioned, because I believe it's totally irrelevant when you have millions of people who don't know where the next meal will come from. So whether they change it to Mr. A or B, senior as governor, I refuse that any street or any building, anything should be named in my name. I have one that I built a facility in a hospital where I was born, and the proprietors felt that, okay, it should either be named after me, after my mother. And I said, no, there's nothing like that. Yes, people must have said, oh, I didn't do the right publicity. I would have put my name in all the streets or in all this thing that I built, or even commissioned them, which I didn't do. I didn't commission anything, which is why people are asking that, did he do this, didn't do this? Because I believe that people are seeing it. Whatever I did was with public money and everything. So I didn't say, for me, it's irrelevant whether your name is in every building or not. I don't believe in it, and I'll never do it. Please make me president today. My name is not going to be in any of this facility, because what I want is for the facilities to function. What I want is to work.
You cannot tell Lagos State government how to name their street. You cannot tell Lagos State government who to name their bus stop after. Everything can be political, and everything should be political. From AC, ACN to APC, Igbo communities have voted against this political party. that has honored the Igbos by naming their streets after them. And when they make a change in their system, you start complaining. Common sense should tell you that the party in power is the party that has the power to, protect your interest or to mess up your interest. You continue to vote against that party and you expect the party not to respond. You are not serious.
That means that Charleyboy bus stop will now be changed to Bado bus stop.
Having a street named after an individual is not a right. It's a privilege. And it comes with responsibility. Charleyboy does not deserve to have a bus stop or street named after him in Lagos. He does not deserve it. From 1999 to date, Charleyboy has stood with virtually all the opposition parties in Lagos State, a state that has honored him. He cannot honor back that state with his support. And somebody might say, it is not only Charleyboy bus stop that was renamed. All the streets named after Igbos have been changed. But I don't see any reason why Igbos should be voting against the APC. Igbos continue to vote for Jimmy Agbaje until Jimmy Agbaje himself became to APC that Igbos were voting against. Don't we learn? Don't we learn? Common sense should tell us that politics is a game of interest. You should protect your interest. This is not our home. The least we can do is to support any party in power. Any party that has a higher chance of winning the election. Meanwhile, what are we even blabbing about? They renamed street that bears Igbo name. In 2018, Willow Obiano renamed Abakaliki Street to Club Street. In the Anambra State, said that name was somehow. How can one of the most important streets in Anambra State be named after Abakaliki, Ndi Abakaliki? And today, you are complaining about renaming Charleyboy bus stop to Olamide Bado bus stop. But, however, I remember there is a street, one of the most important streets or avenue in Lagos State called Ozumbambadiwe Avenue in Lagos State. I don't think that name has been changed. I think it is still there. And I saw so many Yoruba names that were changed to other Yoruba names.
In 1963, Hamadu Bello, the premier for Northern Region, then was asked by a British journalist why the North was so obsessed with Igbos. Hamadu Bello went on a very long ranting about how the Igbos are very progressive, are too progressive, why they are always trying to dominate wherever they are, So he went on to say a lot of things, blaming the Igbos for a lot of things, Fast forward to 2025, the Yorubas are still locked in the same Igbophobia the North was locked on. Here in Lagos, many Igbos were born in Lagos, just like many Yorubas were born in Lagos. Many Igbos also migrated to Lagos, just like many Yorubas migrated. But Yorubas are not comfortable with their Igbo neighbors. They have this Igbophobia eating them up always. They're always looking for something to say that the Igbos did and the Igbos didn't do. In Lagos here recently, they decided to change the names of streets and bus stops that have Igbo names and replace it with Yoruba names. Mind you, these are Igbos that contributed positively to their society. So they were rewarded with their names being given to streets, bus stops, and others. And mind you also, this is just a tiny percentage you know. Many places I know in Lagos have Yoruba names, but it was not, or it is not enough for the Yorubas. They want all Igbo names to be removed. These Yorubas we are talking about are non-Lagosians. They migrated from Osun, from Ogun, with their forged certificates to Lagos, subdued the real indigenes of Lagos, and now they are fighting Igbos for no reasons. For no reasons. For no reasons. Igbos didn't say anything, didn't do them anything. They are the ones always coming up with issues like this. And of course, they don't want Igbos to respond. This is worse than racism in America. This is worse than racism in America. Even in America, blacks are named on streets and other places, and the whites accept them. But here in Lagos, Yorubas said no. Yet they say we are one country.
Warning. I'll get into it right away because my storage is low and I want to keep everything under 10 minutes. If God has given you some gifts and you are not able to exercise them, to use them, you will ultimately have to explain to Him why you did not use those gifts. Some of the gifts He has given me are, I am a lawyer and I taught law, so I understand law very well. And I went beyond that, studied for a master's in the humanities and a PhD in the same humanities. And I specialized in study of anti-Semitism and genocides. I'm a Holocaust studies scholar. I studied the Holocaust. I also have other areas of specialization like Jewish studies, Igbo studies, African religions, but I'm going to talk on my areas of specialization that concern genocides and to some extent anti-Semitism this morning. We are still trying to digest the news that came out of Lagos that many streets named after Igbos who participated in building up the particular areas that we are named after them, that these names are being changed to Yoruba names. There is history behind all this. If the Igbo people had not been scapegoated, profiled, stereotyped in Lagos like other parts of Nigeria, this may not be a big deal. It will just be a matter of the Yorubas deciding to reclaim what is theirs. But Igbos have a history in Lagos. Read Alice Madueke's book. Read fortunately, all the biographies coming up. Read the views of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie when somebody threatened to throw the Igbos into the lagoon. The Igbos were killed in Lagos. Like Igbos were killed in every part of the country. And these streets have borne these Igbo names for some close to 50 years, some 70 years. And all of a sudden they are being renamed today. And take this from me, it is the right of the Yorubas to possess, dominate, and dictate what happens in their lands. It is their right. I don't in any way infer or express or mean that the Yorubas don't have a right to determine what happens in their land. It is their land. It is their ancestral land. They have a right to treat it as they want, provided that they also respect human rights. So what am I saying? that the Yorubas woke up and began to change the name of these streets sends a message to us. The message is that they are fed up with the Igbo presence, that the Igbo presence annoys them. And now my training as a genocide studies scholar is coming. Genocides, ethnic cleansing are totally predictable and foreseeable. And they take place when a group becomes fed up with another group. The Yorubas that follow this channel will not like this because some of them are good people. Of course, the Igbos are tone deaf. If they were not tone deaf, a lot of things that happened before could have been avoided. Nigerians don't want to hear things like this. Even Igbos don't want to hear things like this. But for God's sake, 3 million Igbos were killed. And the society was destroyed. The Igbo society was destroyed. Igbos will not like to hear that when street names are renamed, it's a portent of something worse coming. Because Igbos have, as people that are deaf and blind, invested everything they fought for, everything they labored for, they invested them in Lagos. So they don't want to hear anything that is saying it is not safe to be in Lagos. But the world is not interested in what happens in Africa. So the best way for people that originated from Africa to help themselves is to avoid problems. And I see problems coming. This one can still be avoided. Igbos henceforth stop buying lands in Lagos. Stop investing in Lagos. The Yorubas may not be planning to kill Igbos now, but they are definitely not happy with Igbo presence in Lagos. And that is why they are sending these signals of, we are renaming the streets. This is our direct way of telling you that we don't want to be reminded that you are here. Unfortunately, Igbos still have a homeland. If they lose everything they have thrown into Lagos and Abuja, but retain their lives, they can still rebuild. But if they lose their lives, that will be the real loss. It's not too late now, but it's getting to the point where it will be too late. I know that this particular video will offend a lot of Yorubas, offend a lot of Igbos, because Yorubas will look at themselves and wonder, why is this guy saying that this could result in genocide? But they don't have to feel bad. They only have to look at history. They have to look at history. Everybody that is over 10 in Nigeria should remember Obafemi Awolowo, should remember Anthony Enahoro. These were sophisticated people, but they openly insisted that genocide is that starvation is a weapon of war. When 10,000 Igbos were dying daily. So people should not feel offended that we are telling people how to avoid a repeat of those things. And as I have said, Igbos will not want to hear things like this because they have carelessly assumed that Lagos is their land. Some of them have carelessly said that Lagos is no man's land. Lagos is not no man's land. And I do not subscribe to the lazy excuse that Igbo land does not have seaports. That's why Igbos are living. Are Igbos looking for seaports in Abuja? Are Igbos looking for seaports in Niger Republic? No. Igbos have not yet sat down to think about why they are living. No Nigerian will argue that Igbos contributed more to making Nollywood a real film industry. It started from living in bondage. Would you still notice that Igbos are in that industry today? No, the people have not been good in preservation. If the people are good in preservation, when Jonathan was the president of Nigeria, Igbos were strong in that government. The ports in Port Harcourt and the other southern parts of Nigeria, eastern parts of Nigeria would have started working. But I know that the Igbos that we are strong in that government concentrated on getting land in Abuja and setting up private universities. That's what happened. When they got into power through Jonathan, they forgot seaports. That's what happened. We need to call a spade in order to even know where we are getting it wrong. So, friends that are on this channel, don't be offended. All that I am interested in is avoidance of violence. Avoidance of violence. I've said several times that Igbos don't know how to even see the problems because of the last genocide. It destroyed the society. People may wake up in the morning, go to their jobs, come back, and assume that everything is well. But everything is not well. All the people that provided leadership in the Igbo society, the elders, none of them survived Biafra. So, what do you expect people that took over from them to do when there is nobody to say this is what will happen and this is what will happen? That is why you see all the errors today, all the mistakes. And we want to avoid these things. We want to avoid a repeat. All the best.
So guys, you have seen what is happening in Lagos State. All these things came in because of the man called Tinubu. Tinubu came into power. Instead of him to use his, he said they see him as a very smart politician, but he can't unite Nigerians. He has further divided Nigeria. You know, people now, the Igbos hate the Yorubas hate the Igbos. There's always a backlash on the social media all the time. Instead of unity, people are being divided apart under the Tinubu's government. And they don't see anything wrong with it. If not that, you know, they refuse to develop the Southeast. They refuse to develop the Southeast. No government presence. It was a turn of the North. Buhari focused on the North. Now it's the turn of the Southwest. Tinubu is focusing on Lagos. The Southeast is being abandoned. Nobody to the rescue. And they keep wondering, why are people coming? Why are the Igbos coming to Lagos? Can you tell the government of the day to give Igbos seaports, to make Igbo land habitable? The presence of the federal government should be in the Southeast. Let these things be put in place. Good international airports in the Southeast. Good roads in the Southeast. And tell me why people want to migrate to a Lagos where they will use their hard-earned money to put up structures only for those structures to be demolished. Nobody wants to do that. You know how much it costs people to build a house, considering the cost of things under the Tinubu's government. And then somebody will wake up and then they will just give you like 2 hours to pack your things out and tell you that your house is coming down. Nobody wants to see that, but that's what we are seeing today in Nigeria. So I don't know why people are just saying the Igbos should leave Lagos. The Igbos, they should make Igbo land habitable. Onitsha is a good business environment. Enugu is a place where the working class want to live, even Owerri. You know, Abakaliki, people who are into farming and all that. You want to go there, you can farm rice and other things and make your money. So it's not as if Igbo land is not really a place where people can make money. Look at, it's just leadership. See what Alex Otti has done in Abia State. You know, where Abia State that on a normal day, many people will not want to live there. Is it the dirtiness? Is it when flood comes, how everywhere is being flooded? But Alex Otti is transforming that. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.